Hello, welcome back to my channel. Hi, I'm Lena from Mosaic Crochet, and if this is your first time here, welcome. And if you're coming back, hi, it's good to see you again. My voice may be a little raspy because at work we did a lot, so I can only do so much, but I wanted to share a journey I went on. A journey where I learned how to mosaic crochet. Now you may be thinking either, oh, it's mosaic crochet. It's not that hard. You're also maybe thinking, oh, that's a lot. That's very specific. That's very intricate. Well, if you're on that side of people, that's what my mindset always was before I tried it in this time span that I'm about to show you, but I have some differing opinions since then. So with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so you might be wondering, what made you randomly want to try out mosaic crochet? Well, one, I have a list of things that I want to try out. Things that I'm not even sure if people did before, but I'm pretty sure people have done it just because crochet, knitting, fiber art has just been around for so long, so many generations, so many people who have basically changed the game over the years. So I feel like the things that I may bring to you later on this channel may be things that people have done before, but mosaic crochet is just something I've always heard was very intricate, very strategic, very specific, and I needed to figure out what they were talking about. I went in with an open mind. I went in thinking, maybe it's not as hard as people say. Because some people that do it, they're like, you only need to know 2 stitches. You need to know single crochet and double crochet, and then you're fine, which I know how to do that. I know how to do lots of stitches. Can't be that hard, right? Well, as time went on, trouble stirred up in the neighborhood. Well, I am currently trying to figure out how to mosaic crochet. And every video I watch is like, oh, all you need to know how to do is a single crochet and a double crochet. Cool, great, love that. I'm trying to crochet this baby blanket, and I'm looking at this chart, and I should be able to connect the dots, but for some reason they're like, oh yeah, so you just like at the X you drop down and then you do this and do that and do this. But then I watch a different video and they would do it differently. So some of them go through both, like the entire V, both loops. They only go in the back loops. So I'm in a position where I'm just like literally scrolling like down YouTube trying to figure out what I want to do. I'm literally just like, please help me. This is super cute. This is super cute. This is super cute. I might try this one. I need them to walk me through the entire blanket. I don't want just a patch.
What's the name?
Oh, this is cute. I don't want them to go through just a swatch. I want to go through the entire blanket. I know that's a lot, especially to ask the creator because blankets take forever. Woo woo. I just need like maybe show me the first 5 rows, and then if you're like, yeah, from here we're just repeating up, okay. But to see a swatch, like, yes, I can repeat upward, but I can't repeat this way. I don't know what's going on. I think I'm just overthinking it because it looks complicated. Watch, I figure it out and I'm like, yay, I did it, and then it becomes my next hyperfixation. I doubt it though. But this is the point of learning, growing, becoming more creative, getting new skills, right? My goal is to be a master crocheter. I want to know everything. So in order to do that, I gotta learn how to do this. and I'm supposed to still be learning Tunisian crochet seem easier. Like, I've done tiny projects with Tunisian crochet, but I hope to do like a bigger one in the future, but we will see. But yeah, there were a few things that was going on. One, kept scrolling through so many videos because I just felt like I want somebody to be teaching me the stitches, right? I didn't want someone to just show me a chart and say, this is what you do. I feel like I have a very odd issue with charts, and then I learned how to use a chart and then I use it flawlessly. It's more so a lack of self-confidence in the craft that I love so much. And so, boom, I was like, this lady, whatever video I watch, they need to completely explain everything to me. So right now, I found another video that's just doing a swatch, but the cool thing about this video is that she is telling us how many stitches we will have if we're making a blanket version. I should probably do the swatch, but for some reason I just never want to do swatches. But she is telling us how many stitches we should have with the blanket, which is easier. The only crazy part right now is that she is talking in UK terms. Some yarn I'm using right now, using up the stash. I got some loops and threads, impeccable, in the color, well, it should just say white. I also have loops and threads in the color sky blue, bright sky blue. And then this yarn is actually from Dollar Tree. It is the Worsted Premier Just yarn, and this is the color, well, if it tell me, turquoise. And then this gray yarn I found. I honestly need to cake it really fast because clearly I just wrapped this up, so let me do that. But then I did watch a video where they completely explained everything to me, and that was very complicated and long just because, well, it was a long video and I had to memorize all the steps. Well, I didn't have to. I could have rewound the video, but I, for some reason, did not want to do that. I was just so headstrong about not rewinding the video and just trying to memorize the pattern that she said. And that even made it more complicated because it caused me to have to frog the project multiple times because I kept forgetting or I kept looking at it wrong. And so eventually I got to the point where I was like, I'm just gonna fly through this. I'm just gonna fly through this as much as I can. I'm not gonna second guess myself, and I'm just going to crochet. It is what it is. So I'm being a little risque right now because they have their main color, but I want two main colors. I want the main color to be gray and white. So we're gonna see what happens, but first time for everything, add a little extra in there. Why not? It's fun. So that's what I'm gonna do first. Nice. But right now she's telling me I needed 80 chains, which that's nothing. You know, sometimes a little 80 chains for clothing, and we're just doing some single crochets for the foundation. And I'm just vibing. In her video, she's using a 4.5 and a 3mm hook. I'm using a 5.5 right now, and then I'm gonna use a 4.5 because our weights are just a bit different. Okay, update. This is where I am so far. I did my little first drop downs. I started like just making a cadence in my brain, being like 2 space 2 down 2 drop 2 2 drop 2 down 2 drop 2. Just little cadences in order for me to remember the pattern, to remember the repetitions, especially since I'm just like, she's doing a swatch and I'm doing a whole thing.
All right, I got the tag.
Cool thing is she tells me like how many times each thing needs to be repeated, so I can double check my work. But so far I'm doing blue and gray. I think I want to do the blue and gray for a few rows, and then I'm gonna add the white.
I don't fucking see the infantry though.
This may not eat, but it's a first, and it's a gift. So what we're gonna do is try our best, and we're going to, if it's like really bad, I'm not gifting it, but if it's decent, that's what we're gonna do. So let's see. But I'm having fun so far. I'm watching Edward Avila. I watched this other video talking about Corey Kenshin's manga, and yeah, I'm just vibing. As you can see, the sun is setting behind me, but that's okay. So gonna keep going, and I'll check in as I get further. Also, nails are tea. Love my nail tech. All right, so as you can see, it's getting darker, and yeah, I haven't made that much progress since the last time I checked in, but now I have to unravel it because I did it wrong. So I have to unravel this last row that I was just working on. I was trying to figure out why my count was off, but it turns out that I wasn't skipping the right amount of stitches. Luckily, she basically only did like the first piece, and then like I had to repeat all the way down. So I tried to, you know, use the beginning of the repetition as obviously my model for the rest, but I was still counting wrong. And then I looked at the bottom and I was like, this is off by something, like something's off. It's not very noticeable, but I noticed, and that's all I needed to do. So here we are unraveling. Now I'm trying to make sure that I unraveled to the point where I made the mistake, and I made this mistake pretty early on, actually, all the way up here. And basically I was chaining too many and skipping too many stitches. So it's a learning lesson, and that's what comes with trying things for the first time, and that's okay. All right, guys, this is around like 2 days later, you know, rocking the onesie. This is taking way longer than I thought. One, because I work a full-time job and I can be busy, but two, because I'm trying to remember what I'm doing as I'm going. So here's an update on where I am. It's gonna look like I didn't get very far, and I mean, I guess that's the truth. So this is where we are. Oh, it looks so much better on camera. You can see the pattern really coming out, but as I'm doing it, it doesn't feel like I'm making this pattern, right? Because in order to make this pattern, it's taking lots of rows. So this looked like one row of this cute pattern, and it's really just like a bunch of rows put together, obviously, but it's cute, but it's taking forever. Like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna switch the colors, boo 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 boo, and I'm like, I don't even know where to switch the color. Like, I don't even know where to do anything. So I'm gonna update you more, and hopefully by the end of this video I can really just give you like an overall, like, this is how I feel about it type of ordeal, because I have lots of thoughts right now, but I also think by the end of this my thoughts will change, because they're right, it is just single crochet and double crochet, but how we're organizing the single and double crochets, it's where you gotta have a bit more patience. So let's keep going. So then from there, we got to a point where the rows became easier, they become faster, and I started to see the pattern. And it was so pretty, so beautiful. Loved it, enjoyed it. And I was like, wow, you know, this work turned into this beautiful thing. And as I became more confident in memorizing the pattern, I wanted to learn how to read the pattern because I was tired of listening to the pattern and trying to figure out and remember how many times I had to do each thing. So I went to the place where the written pattern was, and I watched some videos on how to read a Mosaic Crochet chart because I feel like reading it is faster. And if you have to repeat the same thing 4 or 5 times to make whatever product you're making, then it shouldn't be that bad. It should be a tiny chart. I read it, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna do this again, right? So boom, at work, and I said, I'm just gonna learn how to read the chart. Read one article, comprehended it, and was like, I'm not watching this video again. Because furthermore, once she finished the pattern, she was like, yeah, you gotta just 4 more times. And I was like, I'm not watching this video 4 more times because I did not remember or memorize this entire 11 row pattern where each pattern or each row is a different pattern. So I didn't memorize that. So if I really wanted to make the exact blanket, I more than likely was gonna have to watch the video 3 to 4 more times. I wasn't doing that. So with that being said, I found a free version of the chart. I am so happy to have done that. It is literally amazing. Ask me if I started using it yet. Not really, but it will be used. It will be used. Don't worry about that. Okay? So, with that being said, I did complete the first piece of the puzzle. Let me show you. If you just hold for 1 minute, please. Okay, I'm back. So this is how far I have gotten on my mosaic pattern. Isn't it so cute? I was so excited when I realized that it was actually starting to look like something. And I was like, oh, this is what it's supposed to look like. Because the chart don't look like this. I mean, it looks like it in a way, but like it shows like the chart stops like right here. Let me fold it. So this is the chart. It looks like that. So when I saw it come all together with the squares and everything, I was like, oh, that's so cute. And this is actually supposed to be a baby blanket. And well, I'm an adult and with a life, so I had to stop the production for a little bit. But during this time, it's supposed to be 2 sets of this pattern. So this whole thing twice, and then a bunch of like whatever stitch you want, and then 2 more of these. That's the pattern for the blanket. I decided I don't want to do this 4 times. I want to do it 2 times. So my goal was to do 1 of this pattern, which is done, and then make very long whatever stitch. And I chose the extended single crochet stitch for this. See if you can see it. The extended single crochet. And I'm gonna have to do like 30 rows of that, which is fine, I don't mind, but 30 rows of that, and then I will repeat this pattern using using the chart because I'm not rewatching that video. But overall experience, I will give it a 7 out of 10 for now because I was stressed out. Like, just like, oh my gosh. But then once I got it and it went smoothly, and I was able to do rows 6 through 11 within an hour. So like the first 6 rows took me like 2 days, and then row 6 through 11 took me an hour. Isn't that insane? It was literally insane. So with that being said, this will be part 1 of this video, just because I have a few other things that I got going on and a few other projects that I have to complete before finishing this one. But I really wanted to try Mosaic Crochet. It was on my noggin. I wanted to get it out the way. I wanted to feel what it feels like, because when I hyper fixate on something, it's all I think about, and I needed that to be moved so that I can get to other things, because I have other things to do. But when I'm hyper fixated, that's all I'm thinking about. So now it's past. I experienced it. I had a great time. I do plan on making more projects with Mosaic Crochet, just to try the different forms of Mosaic Crochet, because this one was the one without any tails. So that's the cool thing. I think it's called Onset, I believe, but I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. So with that is part 1 of this blanket, and part 2 I'll probably go through me continuing the extended single crochet, and then actually practicing Mosaic Crochet with a chart. So that is the goal. With that being said, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more, or you're looking forward to part 2, please consider giving a like and subscribing and clicking the notification bell. So boom, you got all of that set up. You're definitely going to be notified when part 2 comes out. So go ahead and do that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. It means a lot that you're here. I had such a blast creating this video. I feel like it was probably really silly. Sorry about my voice again. I can't do much about it, but I like being silly. I like not taking things too seriously, but do take it seriously at the same time, because hobbies is for de-stressing and having fun, and that's my goal here, to make fun my entire life. So that being said, I'll see you in the next video, and goodbye.